Yeah, I learned. Yeah, yeah. Last Thursday, I had conducted a funeral service here, so I'm gradually learning how to conduct a service here at the White River Buddhist Temple. To begin my Dharma message today, please join me in Gassho. Put your hands together. Those who reach the pure land of happiness return to this evil world of the five defilements, where, like the Buddha Shakyamuni, they benefit sentient beings without limit. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, 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 Namanda. Okay, thank you again for coming to this January Shotsuki service this morning. Then Shotsuki is a month to conducting a service for the people who passed away in January. So you can see the names. Then also Cindy Sensei read all the names, that is on the service program. Then I believe well, first of all, I'd like to express my sympathy to the family and friends who lost their family members and your friends. Then I believe on the program name is listed, it's only 50 years, right? 50 years. So I know, White River Buddhist Temple has more longer history, so I think more people who passed away in the month of January, but we are on the program only the 50 years. But, we should know this January Shotsuki service, probably we can also extend the past members who passed away in January. Then when I was looking at, this program today, so 50 years is so long time. That's I feel. Long period of time. But the first one is say 1977 when I was born. Oh my gosh, 50 years. Oh, that's coming so soon. Okay, well, everything is constantly changing. Our life is impermanent, through this, just, the name of the Shotsuki list, I felt, oh, I'm getting old too. Yeah. So then 50 years, in Buddhist tradition. So 50 years is a one big turning point to schedule the memorial service. So the person who passed away, in Buddhism, after person who passed away, then we have a funeral service. The funeral service is not the end of the memorial service. We continue having the memorial services. So for example, after funeral service, you may know, seventh day memorial service. So first seventh day memorial service, second seventh day memorial service, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. So seventh day, for then, 49-day memorial service. Then after that, another one, it is called 100-day memorial service. Then after that, the 1-year memorial service. Then the 3rd year memorial service. Then 7th year memorial service. 13th year memorial service. There is a certain year, the family, as a Buddhist, we are supposed to schedule the memorial services. Then 13th, 17th, 25th, 33rd, then 50th. Then this is one big turning point. Then most of the family may say, 50 years, we are already conducting the 50-year memorial service, so more, I don't think we can continue conducting this memorial service, so maybe this is going to be the last one. So if the family can conduct a service at the 50-year memorial service, so lucky, right? So most of the time, family are not able to conduct the 50th-year memorial service. Before that, people don't remember those who passed away before us after 50 years. But sometimes, of course, we don't have to conclude the service here, but, we can continue. Another big one is a 100-year memorial service. Then 150th, 200, 250th, 300, as long as possible, we continue conducting these memorial services. So if you remember, about 10, 13 years ago, our organization, Jodo Shinshu Honganji-ha, officiated the 750th memorial service for our founder, Shinran Shonin. So, we continue having these memorial services. Then this Shotsuki memorial service is now, annual Buddhist memorial service. Then, of course, these traditions originated from India. So about 2,500 years ago, Buddhism was started in India or Nepal, by the Shakyamuni Buddha. At that time, I'm not saying the Buddhist understanding, but more general Indian people's understanding of human life. There are kind of 4 events or 4 periods of time in our life: birth and death, these 2. Then another one is the period between birth and death, which we are in now. Then another one, it is called Hong-u, but after death, between death and rebirth, reborn. So Indian people, ancient Indian people, they understand that human life has these 4 events or 4 periods of time: birth and death, the between birth and death, then between death and birth, rebirth. Then their understanding is the period between death to rebirth is 49 days. 49 days. So this tradition, and Buddhism, and this tradition was introduced to China, spread all over the Asian countries, of course, including the China. Then in China, Buddhism was introduced to China almost 500 years later after Shakyamuni Buddha passed away. In China at that time, already there are their own religion or philosophy, understanding, like Confucianism or Taoism. They already had those religions. So it is a really interesting Buddhist history, but Buddhism somehow merged, those, not just denying, their other countries' religions. Somehow they merged Buddhism and their local religion, then became a Chinese Buddhism. So then in China, they already had, I forgot which one, either Confucianism or Taoism. They also had the tradition to have the memorial service. So then each 7th day, they used to conduct the service before Buddhism was introduced to China. Then their understanding was every 7th day, there is a judgment. So there's a judgment. People go to hell, or people go to the kind of Chinese heaven. So every 7th day. So that's why, people, those people surviving, people's understanding is, of course, as a family, want to make this judgment better. So that's why people schedule the memorial service before each 7 days. Try to send a merit, virtue, to our loved one who passed away before us. So these, Buddhist understanding, Buddhist Indian understanding, and Chinese religion that merged, then Buddhism also merged, then became kind of Buddhist tradition of this memorial service. Then that's, then 49 day is a final, the judgment. So that's why 49 day became more important than other 7th day memorial service. Then 1-year memorial service, the 3rd-year memorial service, the 7th year. Well, this counting system also really interesting. Well, please understand, interesting. Don't say confusing. Interesting. So 1-year memorial service is an actual 1 year. I say 3rd-year memorial service. That's actually the 2nd year. After 2 years after someone passes away, that's we recognize, we understand this is a 3rd-year memorial service. We thought this means 7th-year memorial service is actually the 6th-year memorial service. 6th year after someone passes away. The 13th year is a 12th year. So there are so many different origins why we are counting this way. The one understanding I learned is they based on this Chinese memorial service is based on the Chinese zodiac. So Chinese zodiac is 12, right? 12 zodiacs. So 7th-year memorial service is the beginning of 2nd half of the Chinese zodiac. The 13th year memorial service is the beginning of the next cycle of the Chinese zodiac. When I count this way, after 13th year memorial service should be 19th, 18th year memorial service. So 19th year memorial service should be the one. But, well, long history, someone changed to the 17th. Again, next one is supposed to be the 24th. Then, well, we're 25th is probably okay. Then the 33rd is off year, supposed to be the 36th, right? However, somehow, long history, someone changed. But somehow, this counting system, 1, 3, 3rd year, 7th, 13th, 17th, 25th, 33rd, 50th became a tradition, Buddhist tradition, to officiate these services. So Buddhism and this Chinese tradition of those memorial service was introduced to Japan about 1,500 years ago. I think this from here, my guess, I don't think at the time people in Japan 1,500 years ago could tell this came from purely the Buddhist tradition. This came from the Chinese tradition. It was not easy to separate these two things. So they just accepted, these are the Buddhist tradition came from China, originated from India. So then it became the Buddhist tradition in Japan. Then about how many years ago? 150, 120, 130 years ago. So, people from Japan immigrated into the United States. So most of them were, of course, Buddhist. Then, of course, they brought this memorial service tradition to the United States. So that's, we are still following. We are still following. So you may think this is a Japanese tradition, or, you may think so, but this is all connected to Shakyamuni Buddha 2,500 years ago. So then also, because there is the meaning, if it is just as, because, Jodo Shinshu teaching, it is said, once our life ends, we are born into the Amida Buddha's Pure Land. We don't have to wait 49 days, those judgments, right? So this means from the, the original understanding of those Seventh-day Memorial Services point of view, kind of meaningless. We don't have to do because our life is birth in the Pure Land is already assured. However, as a Jodo Shinshu follower, we are still following these traditions. There is the reasons, significant reasons, because people think, oh, it is meaningful. So that's why we are continue having this memorial service. One time, I went to the minister's study session. Then one of the ministers introduced one psychologist, scholar's comments. So those who studied those Japanese Buddhist Seventh-day Memorial Service system. This is really great program to cure someone who passed away, someone who lost their family members. Every seventh day, they are able to meet Buddhist minister to conduct a short, small service. This could be the grieving process. Great grieving system. So, any other religion has that type of system. So sometimes people, overlook the value of these memorial services. But every seventh-day memorial service, 100-day memorial service, 1-year memorial service, the Shotsuki memorial service, these time a precious occasion for all of us to remember our loved one who passed away before us. It is okay to cry. It is important to express our sadness, loneliness. It is okay. At that time, of course, then sometimes we family get together, then family support each other, help each other. This occasion is a precious opportunity to learn these families' ties and connections. They support each other, help each other. They also, through the loved one who passed away before us, we also learn our life's impermanency. As I mentioned, my life is also getting old day by day, moment by moment. Sometimes we forget about that. But this is one of the principal teachings of Buddhism. Our life is impermanent. Our life is constantly changing. So this precious opportunity, our loved one who passed away are giving us the precious occasion for all of us to reflect upon our life and our loved one's life. Thank you for attending this service this morning. To conclude my Dharma message, please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Nama. Gomenasai, I forgot to say one thing. Gomenasai. Can I say? I was in Japan in December. Then I always bring something small gift from Japan to the Seattle Betsin's members, when we have a service. Since I was not able to conduct a service at the Seattle Betsin today, I would like to give it's a Castella caramel candy. So these are fully packaged, so you may smell a little bit smoky, but extra flavor, extra smoked flavor, Castella caramel. So after the service, I'd like to hand this out. Thank you.